The story starts with Rain being called by his adventuring group. Suddenly, the leader of his group told Rain that he is fired. Then we see wolves running towards Rain. Rain is a beast tamer and his class is used to enter into contracts with various animals. They are not particularly useful in combat. However, Rain was accepted into a hero's party. He tried to support his adventuring party every day and thought he had earned their trust. Back in the present, Rain was confused and he thought they were just joking. Helios got angry and he said that they are not kidding. Everyone looked down on Rain, and they didn't want Rain in their group anymore. Suddenly, Lean laughed and she said that he is useless. Helios told him that they no longer wanted to protect him. In addition, he said that other than carrying their luggage, he did not contribute anything to their success. Rain was shocked and he couldn't believe that they all hate him. Rain didn't know what to do anymore and they said that he should return his equipment because they collected the items. After being kicked out of his party, he remembered how useless he always was. Rain was always protected by the others and understood that they looked down on him all the time. He couldn't believe he didn't notice it sooner and was disappointed in them. When he didn't know what to do anymore, the children showed up and they wanted to play with him. As a result, Rain showed them his tamer skills. After Rain tamed a falcon in the sky, he told the bird to greet them. The children thought Rain's trick was great, and he canceled the familiar contract, and the bird flew away. Suddenly, a boy said that he wanted to become a beast tamer. Rain was surprised and asked why they didn't want to become a hero. The boy said that the hero's party are mean and rude. Then the children said that Rain is nice and they like him. They all wanted to become beast tamers and get rich as adventurers. Following this, he decided to become an adventurer and visited the Adventurers Guild. Rain told Natalie that he had no knowledge about the life of an adventurer, and Natalie explained to Rain everything that he needs to live as an adventurer. So Rain thanked her for the great explanation and Natalie asked about his class. Rain replied that he is a beast tamer, and the question made Rain remember Lean's words. We then see Rain completing a test to register as an adventurer. Natalie told him beforehand that everyone had to take a test because bad adventurers could damage the guild's reputation. Then we see Rain again. He was hunting goblins and managed to successfully defeat them. Rain used all of his techniques and was able to defeat the goblins. He then thanked a squirrel for supporting him. As he wanted to go back to the guild with the item drops, Rain heard a scream. Rain ran into the forest and he spotted a huge killer tiger. The deer-rank monster planned to attack a girl, but Rain tried to save her with a knife. He attacked the killer tiger, but his sword immediately broke. The killer tiger then decided to attack Rain. Rain said that the girl should run away immediately and he wanted to sacrifice his life. Rain tried to buy enough time for the girl to escape. The girl didn't run away and she jumped into the air. Then she prepared a strong attack and she defeated the strong monster with just one kick. Rain was impressed and he was enchanted by the sight of her. He then immediately noticed that the rescued person belongs to the ultimate species in the world. Rain was surprised to see one of the rarest species, a cat spirit. Suddenly, Canada got tired and Rain was able to catch her in time. He was worried about the girl and she whispered in his ear that she was hungry. Rain was confused and he gave her his lunch. Then we learned that cat spirits cannot use magic, but they have strong physical strength that no one can keep up with. After lunch, Canada thanked him and said that she had already seen her grandparents by a river. Then Rain learned about her name and he introduced himself and he said that he is an adventurer. Canada wanted to be friends with Rain and she thanked him for saving her. Following this, Rain asked why she was in the forest. Canada then explained that there are only a few cat spirits in the world and they live secluded lives in the mountains. She said she wanted to see the world and she was happy to have met Rain. Afterwards, Canada wanted to learn more about Rain because she got a liking on him. This is how Canada found out that Rain had been fired from a hero party. Canada was angry that they fired Rain even though he's such a nice person. Canada was frustrated, but Rain said he wasn't sad anymore. Then he thanked Canada and she was happy to be petted by Rain. Suddenly, Canada said that Rain is not weak and she complimented him. Then she suggested that Rain should enter into a familiar pact with her. Canada said that she is sure that Rain will be able to tame her as his familiar. Rain was unsure, but Canada encouraged him. Afterwards, Rain remembered his helplessness in his childhood and was determined to gain new strength with Canada by his side. He suddenly realized that he doesn't care about Canada's new power because his true desire is to get to know her better. As a result, Rain launched an attempt to tame Canada. He created a blood pact and created a contract that binds Canada to him. So Canada was tamed by Rain's beast tamer skills and she accepted the contract. Canada became Rain's partner. Following this, Rain said that the contract was a complete success and Canada was happy to see her familiar contract on her hand. Rain said he's looking forward to having fun adventures with her. Canada was happy too, and Rain realized that he had a great and nice ultimate species at his side. Before they returned to the guild, Rain had to complete his adventurous test. Then Rain tamed a cute bunny and he was ordered to call his friends. As a result, Rain tamed many fluffy bunnies and they helped Rain find the medicinal herbs. All the rabbits spread out on the field and Canada was shocked. She said that normally, Beast Tamer can only tame one partner, but none could create multiple packs. She asked where he learned such abnormal beast tamer skills. Rain didn't know that he was unique and said that every beast tamer could definitely make multiple packs. A few hours later, he handed over the drops that he had collected, and he passed his entrance exam to become an adventurer. Natalie congratulated him as the new adventurer of the Horizon Guild. Rain also received a small reward, and Natalie motivated him. Meanwhile, Canada was waiting for Rain, and she was happy that Rain is now an official adventurer. Then Rain said that he wanted to start a quest immediately, but a man appeared. He looked at Canada and was amazed to see a cat spirit. Suddenly, he started harassing Canada, and she refused to answer him. Then he called Rain a weakling, and Canada became very angry. She said that Rain is her master because he tamed her. So Rain introduced himself as Beast Tamer, and the other adventurer laughed at him. He said that God's spirits are far too powerful to be tamed by a weak beast tamer. As a result, the man wanted to challenge Rain to arm wrestling. Rain didn't mind that the man looked down on him, but he wanted to protect Canada. So Rain accepted the challenge, and he planned to win. The arrogant adventurer thought he had already won. When their match started, Rain immediately defeated him. Suddenly, Natalie appeared, and she apologized for the adventurer. The adventurer was injured, and he pulled on Natalie's dress, so she hit him with a table. She said that she had lost her temper because of the adventurer and apologized for scaring them. Afterwards, Rain was surprised at his new abilities, and Canada explained to him that he had received them because of their familiar pact. Rain was surprised and replied that he didn't know about it because no one had ever tamed an ultimate species before. Following this, Canada collected medicinal herbs, and she was depressed because she had imagined the adventurer's life differently. Rain told her that he is an F-rank adventurer and he needs to gain experience first. Meanwhile, the bunnies collected enough medicinal herbs, and Canada was shocked. She couldn't believe he was already done even though she had barely helped him. Then the rabbits looked down on her, and she got angry. Rain planned to return to the guild, but Canada heard a scream. Then we see a group of bandits threatening an old man. Canada heard rumors about a famous group of robbers and said that they are dangerous. Seeing the bandits threatening the old man, Rain wanted to help him. Canada was glad that Rain got the same idea, and she planned to support him in the fight. Then they launched their attack, and together they defeated the bandits. Canada managed to save the old man, and she was aware that Rain is a special beast tamer. Before the fight started, she was afraid that her powers were too powerful and that Rain's body would break apart. But during Rain's fight, she was happy that Rain could control her powers. She couldn't stop staring at him, and her heart was pounding with excitement. After Rain defeated all the bandits, Canada blushed. Following this, Canada said that she saved the man, and Rain didn't notice that she got a crush on him. Afterwards, the old man thanked him for his rescue, and Rain learned that his escort had run away. The old man then became worried that the bandits would want revenge on Rain. So Rain decided to capture the remaining group of bandits. Canada was worried about him since the bandits were a group with more than 100 members. But Rain told her that he got a plan, and a squirrel then found the bandits' hiding place. Canada was frustrated because she was no help to Rain again. But Rain told her that he got a plan, and a squirrel then found the bandits' hiding place. Canada was frustrated because she was no help to Rain again. Rain tried to cheer her up, and she laughed because it was just a joke. Then Rain showed her a bee. Rain told her that he once learned to tame insects. This is how Canada learned that there are also insect tamers, who are a subclass of beast tamers. Canada was impressed again because Rain is special. After that, Rain ordered her to go to the city to get help, and she was worried about Rain. Then Canada wished him good luck, and she went back to the city. Following this, Rain tamed hundreds of bees at once, and he planned to start his attack. In the meantime, we see Lean and Mina from the hero group who had the job of protecting the old man. They ran away, and they were angry that Alios didn't come with them. Also, Lean was angry because their new beast tamer is useless. He replied that he doesn't fight because he's just a beast tamer. Lean said that. Even the useless Rain tried to fight. Meanwhile, Rain attacks the bandits with hundreds of bees. Lean was surprised to learn that Rain is a special beast tamer. But Lean thought that the new beast tamer was a liar and didn't believe him, and she said that she will kill him if he tells someone about their failed quest. Lean was angry, and she didn't want to accept that Rain was overpowered. Then we see Rain, and he managed to paralyze all the bandits with his bees. A short time later, Canada showed up with reinforcements, and the adventurers praised him. The adventurers told him that the knights didn't want to help them. Following this, he praised Canada for her good work, and she was happy about his words. Suddenly, the ground shook and strong monsters appeared. Rain was shocked to see the king lizards. The arrogant bandits planned to control the king lizards, but they immediately attacked the bandits. So Rain and Canada started to beat up the king lizards so that they wouldn't hurt any more people. Rain said that the adventurers should get everyone to safety. When Rain faced the monsters, he realized that he is now strong. He was happy to have met Canada and fought the monsters with her. As a result, they attacked together. Later, we see the adventurers hoping that Rain and Canada aren't hurt. Suddenly, Canada and Rain came out of the cave, and everyone celebrated their victory. In that moment, he realized that he wasn't useless, and he looked forward to his time together with Canada. Rain thanked her and said that he can do anything with her by his side. In the evening, Canada was happy to sleep in a soft bed again after a long time. Meanwhile, Rain was nervous about being allowed to sleep in the same room as Canada. Then we see some time before, because the bandit group was arrested. Rain was praised by Natalie, and he was promoted to an E-rank adventurer. They also got money, and he learned that there was only one room left in the inn. Then he was taken to the free room with Canada, and Rain was very nervous about sleeping in the same room with the cute girl. Suddenly, he wanted to sleep outside, but Canada stopped him. Rain said he was a man, but Canada liked Rain and said she had nothing to fear from him. Then Rain tried to teach Canada that she shouldn't just trust strangers right away because it's dangerous. Canada was sad and said that she doesn't trust everyone. Additionally, she said that she only trusts Rain because they are friends. Canada managed to change Rain's decision, so Rain decided to sleep in the same room with Canada. In the middle of the night, Canada looked at Rain and she thought that Rain was really cute while sleeping. Canada was happy to have met such a nice person because she is also rare among the ultimate species. She was very lonely and couldn't trust anyone. Then she met Rain, who wanted to help her without any bad intentions. Canada knew about his trust issues and she planned to help Rain overcome his past so he could be happy. 1 week later, we see Rain with Canada and they were enjoying their time together as adventurers. Rain had a lot of fun with Canada and they went to the guild. At the guild, they learned about a villain who beats up the people on the Stride Bridge. Natalie asked Rain to accept the quest, and she told him about a big reward. 2 hours later, they arrived at the Stride Bridge, and they were looking for the villain, called Guard Dog. Rain suddenly wondered why none of the strong adventurers wanted to talk about the villain. After that, Canada looked at the sky, and they discovered a huge dragon flying over the bridge. The dragon descended onto the bridge and revealed its true form. Then a dragon girl challenged Rain and Canada to a fight. Rain was surprised and asked if she is the guard dog. The dragon girl was then introduced as Tanya, who belongs to the ultimate species. Afterwards, Tanya said that she is looking for strong opponents for her special training. Rain was unsure if they could defeat a dragon, but Canada encouraged him. Then their fight began, and Rain was attacked. Rain blocked Tanya's attack, but he was immediately pushed back. Tanya was impressed by Rain, and she attacked the two with her fire breath. Rain dodged her breath of fire, but Canada was hit by the fire. She was angry at Tanya, and she launched her attack. Tanya blocked the attack, and they fought each other with their fists. Rain wanted to support her, and also attacked Tanya. Tanya managed to block both attacks and launched another attack. Suddenly, Tanya concentrated all her strength and she shot a huge fire attack at the two. Rain and Canada managed to get out of the way in time. As a result, Tanya was impressed by the two of them. Suddenly, Rain had an idea to defeat Tanya, and he ordered Canada to buy him some time. Tanya was attacked with the cat spirit Gatlings, and Canada said that Rain will defeat her. Following this, Rain tried to find a bird, and he discovered one behind the bridge after using his overpowered Google Maps skills. Rain used his overpowered beast taming skills, and he caught a bird that will lead him to victory. Afterwards, Rain told Canada that he was now starting his attack. Tanya was surrounded and attacked by a group of birds. Suddenly, Tanya no longer had any strength in her legs. Rain explained to her that the birds that paralyzed her body were poisonous. Tanya gave up the fight and Rain won with Canada. Then Rain asked if Tanya would like to accompany him. Tanya looked at his face, and she could sense that Rain is a good person. After this, Canada teased Tanya, and she said that bad girls need to be punished. A few hours later at the guild, Rain reported to Natalie that he had defeated the guard dog. Suddenly, Natalie asked about Tanya, and Rain told her that she is just a friend. Tanya was a proud dragon, and she almost revealed her true identity to Natalie. Rain then tried to explain the situation to her, but she only caused problems. So they went out of town and Rain asked her not to reveal her true identity as a dragon to anyone. After that, Rain told Tanya that she is free and that she should not attack any adventurers in the future. Following this, Tanya decided to accompany Rain, and she asked him for permission to join his group. They were surprised about her decision, but Rain didn't think her idea was bad. As a result, Tanya was accepted into Rain's group, and she wanted to be tamed by Rain too. A short time later, Rain activated his overpowered beast taming skills, and he prepared the contract. Rain casted his spell, and he created a strong magic circle that connected his mana with Tanya's. Tanya also received a pattern on her hand. She was happy to be connected to Rain. She looked forward to having a good time with him, and she welcomed him as her new master. In the evening, we see Alios' hero party. They were depressed because their mission failed without Rain. Suddenly, Alios suggested bringing Rain back into their party. He thought that a weakling like Rain would immediately beg on his knees to be accepted back into the party. Meanwhile, the two girls were arguing because they both wanted to sleep next to Rain. And the next day, Rain got the quest to hunt down slimes, and his girls helped him by his mission. The reason for this was that slimes are F-rank monsters and many adventurers ignore them. As a result, the farmers' fields are destroyed, and Canada didn't like slimes because they are very sticky. Meanwhile, Rain looked at the girls and he was happy that they are getting along. A short time later, Rain used his beast tamer skills to find the slime monsters. Suddenly, the birds started to talk, and Rain explained to them that he had sent part of his soul into the bird. As a result, he gained control over the bird's body, and the girls were shocked to find out about his weird ability. Following this, Rain discovered a group of hundreds of slimes playing around in the forest. Tanya asked Rain if he can use magic, and he said he can cast a weak fireball spell. Suddenly, Tanya said that he should try to shoot a fireball at the slimes. He didn't think his magic was strong enough, but he trusted trusted Tanya and concentrated his mana. Then Rain shot a fireball and it caused a huge explosion. Tanya explained to him that he had gained enormous physical strength through the contract with Canada. He also had gained the powers of a dragon, and Rain was confused by the theory. Then, a group of slimes appeared and he was told to practice his magic on the monsters to gain control about his new power. Rain didn't want to be a burden for his girls, and he decided to train his powers. Rain didn't want to be a burden to his girls, and he decided to practice his magic power under the leadership of Tanya. After finishing their mission, they returned to the Adventurers Guild, and a little girl asked what they had done. They said that the fields were free of slimes now, and the little girl was happy. In the afternoon, Rain went shopping with them, and they had a lot of fun together. At dinner, he learned that ultimate species can eat a lot. The girls managed to eat countless dishes, and Rain thanked Tanya for showing him how to control his magic. After this, the girls wanted to know where he had learned beast taming. Rain told them about his story, that he comes from a village where many beast tamers live. He told them that his parents and friends taught him to learn beast taming. Unfortunately, his village no longer existed, and Canada felt sorry for Rain. He said she didn't have to worry, but the two girls said that if he didn't want to talk about it, he didn't have to share his story with them. Rain knew he could trust the two girls, and he told them his story. Following this, Rain said that his parents were often busy, and for this reason he practiced beast taming alone. One evening he saw that the sky was red, and he ran back to the village. When he arrived, the whole village had burned down, and he could no longer help them. Rain was the only survivor, and an adventurer took him into custody. A few years passed, and one day he encountered Alios' hero party. Rain said that he was invited to his party, and he accepted his offer to join the hero's party. The reason was that he thought he could prevent the tragedies he had experienced. Unfortunately, he was wrong, and the reality was different than he thought. Canada noticed that Rain was shaking, and she said she wondered why did he always rush first into danger. She was glad that she knew that Rain always reacts like that, because he always tries to help other people first before thinking about himself. Rain was cheered up by his girls, and they said that he is a great master who they love. Tanya and Canada wanted to punish the hero's party, but Rain said that he is not angry. In the days that followed, Rain and his girls went hunting orcs, and Canada challenged Tanya to a competition. Tanya defeated many monsters, and Rain knew that orcs were weaker than goblins, but much smarter. After the battle, he warned his girls not to let their guard down, but Tanya didn't believe that an orc could ever defeat her. Then they hunted more orcs, and Tanya and Canada managed to defeat many of them. Tanya discovered that an orc had survived, and she let her guard down, so she was lured into an orc's trap, and an orc planned to attack her from behind. Rain protected Tanya, and he was injured on his arm by an orc with a knife. Following this, Rain planned to collect the runestones, but Tanya couldn't forgive herself for putting Rain in danger. Later, Rain got his reward, and he learned that Tanya seemed a little down. Tanya was ashamed of her mistake, and a little girl wanted to know what they had defeated today. Then the little girl noticed that Tanya was sad, and she thought that she had hurt herself. After talking to the little girl, Tanya thought about her words. She understood that Rain was warning her not to let her guard down because he was worried about her. However, Tanya was ashamed to look Rain in the eyes, but he appeared behind her. She apologized for not listening to his advice. He replied that he and Canada were glad nothing happened to her. Afterwards, they returned to the inn, and Tanya couldn't stop thinking about Rain. Tanya was watching him sleeping, and she had never met such a nice person before. At that moment, she realized that she got a crush on him. She was surprised by her feelings, even though she has only known Rain for a short time, but she decided to be by his side forever. Several days passed, and Tanya suggested to Rain that he should buy new equipment. Canada was hungry, and Rain promised they would go for lunch first. Suddenly, Rain stopped to move because he was shocked after seeing his old party members in front of him. Following this, Rain tried to ignore his old party, but Alios insulted him, and he was called weak. Tanya told Alios to stop talking nonsense about Rain, and he realized that Rain had two ultimate species on his side. They learned that they are Rain's comrades, and Canada was angry because the hero's party thought that Rain was their servant. After this, Rain was asked if he remembered his last mission in the Lost Woods. Alios said they couldn't reach the end of the forest because the place regularly changed its paths. Suddenly, Rain was asked to help the hero's party, and Alios looked down on him. The members of the hero's party said that he should be honored to contribute to the hero's party. Rain refused to help them, and he planned to go back to town. Before he left, Mina told him that in the Lost Wood lies one of the noble relics that is needed to defeat the Demon King. He was surprised to hear about the noble relics and learned that without the magic items, the hero party would not be able to destroy the Demon King. He didn't want innocent people to get hurt and suffer the same fate as he did in his childhood. As a result, he decided to help Alios and his old comrades. Suddenly, Canada and Tanya stopped the bullies. Canada said that they will accompany Rain to the Lost Wood, but they have to apologize to Rain for their mean words. Alios had no intention of apologizing, but Tanya threatened them and said that she could kill everyone with her breath of fire. Then Alios said he should train his pets, and he insulted his girls. He continued to look down on Rain, and he made Rain angry. As a result, Rain punched Aelios in the face for insulting his girls. Aelios couldn't believe he was beaten by a weak beast Tamer, but Rain was furious after. His girls was insulted. He was challenged to a fight against the hero's party, and Rain accepted his challenge. So the two groups set off to the forest, and they prepared for the fight against each other. Kaneda was angry because Agath insulted Rain and she launched her attack. As a result, Agath was attacked and he was shocked about the overwhelming power of a cat spirit. He didn't give up and planned to defeat Kaneda with his secret technique, but she deflected it. Kaneda looked down on her opponent and she said that a little baby would be more powerful as him. However, Agath didn't want to admit that he has no chance against her and said that he hasn't gotten serious yet. And Kaneda replied that she will unleash about half of her power. At that moment, Agath realized that he was going to die and he hoped that she was just lying. As a result, Agath was defeated and Kaneda realized that she had overdid it a little. Tanya learned that she will fighting against the two girls of the heroes group. They underestimated Tanya and they started to cast strong spell against her, but Tanya made their magic disappear. Following this, Lin planned to launch a second try, and she was sure that they will win. Tanya did her trick again, and she explained them that she was able to cancel their magic spells. However, they learned that they got no chance against a Dragonoid, but their pride were hurt. They didn't want to accept that they lost, and Tanya said that Rain is the strongest person. After this, they tried a last time to defeat Tanya, but they learned that Tanya just played with them. In addition, she said that she will show them a magic of a goddess, and she started to cast a powerful spell. Her opponents were desperate, and they asked for forgiveness because they didn't want to die. In the last moment, Tanya stopped her spell, and she said that they shouldn't take a mere bluff so seriously. In the meantime, Aelios told Rain that he got no chance to win the fight, but Rain started to attack him. Rain said he should stop talking, and his opponent started to launch his counterattack with his sword. Rain realized that his enemy is very fast and strong, but he managed to dodge all of his attacks. At that moment, he realized that none of his attacks felt even remotely like Tanya's dangerous fire attacks. Rain stopped Aelios, and he punched him in the stomach. His opponent was shocked and wondered how a weak beast tamer could become an overpowered monster. Rain then explained to him that this is the true power of a beast tamer, and that his attacks cannot hit him because he has always watched them fight. Because of this, he knew all of his opponent's weak points, and he told Aelios that he got no chance to win anymore. Suddenly, Aelios started to laugh, and he said that he will defeat him with the hero's special magic. Rain countered his attack with a fireball, and his enemy was surprised about his trick. Aelios started to cast more powerful spells, but Rain managed to dodge all of his attacks, and he thought about a plan to win the fight. Before Aelios could end the fight, he felt that his body was numb. The reason for this was that Rain used his beast tamer skills to win the battle. After that, he said that he is still quite angry over how he mocked his girls. Rain didn't spare him, and he knocked him out with a powerful punch. After the fight, his girls showed up, and they celebrated the victory against the hero's party. A few hours later, they reached the place called Lostwood, and Tanya planned to burn down the dark forest. Rain stopped her, and he told them that they need to find the shield of truth which only the hero can wield. After this, he looked at the map, and he noticed that the map, which was given by Aelios, is totally useless. Then we see a few hours earlier, when the hero's party apologized to Rain. He forgave them and planned to help them find the shield of truth. Aelios started to insult him again, and Rain tried to calm his girls down. Back in the present, the girls said they didn't want to help Aelios, and Tanya said she could defeat the Demon King on her own. Rain understood that they were worried about him, and he thanked them for being on his side. Then Kaneda and Tanya said that they will support him on his mission to find the shield, and Rain tamed a little bird. He used his beast tamer skills and tried to find a route to the deepest place of the forest. A short moment later, he woke up and Kaneda was motivated to find the legendary item. Then they walked on the path to the deepest place, but they realized that they were back where they started. Kaneda thought he had chosen the wrong path, but Tanya suspected there was something wrong with the forest. She cast her spell called Material Search, and a red light appeared. As a result, she found a magic tree that was emitting illusionary magic. Kaneda was confused, and Tanya began to explain it to her in different words. Then Kaneda was ordered to destroy the tree because it was protected by a powerful barrier. She tried to destroy the tree, but a scary voice stopped her from attacking the tree. Suddenly, a fairy appeared, and Rain knew that she also belonged to the ultimate species. He knew that the magic of fairies is more powerful than that of a dragonoid. Additionally, the fairies detested humans, and they disappeared 200 years ago. Rain tried to talk with her, but she told him to leave this place. Suddenly, she threatened them with a strong spell, and they managed to escape. Kaneda thought that fairies were warm and welcoming species. Rain suspected that something was hidden behind the barrier because fairies hadn't shown themselves to humans in 200 years. Then Tanya planned to destroy the barrier, but Rain told them that he will try to talk to her one more time. This is all for today. Please subscribe for part 2. See you soon.